Liv, and
it's Kacie.
And we're back for our last podcast of the semester. So this podcast is kind of going to be an end of year check-in. We're going to respond to some of the responses we got at our tabling recently about what would your
end of semester self give as advice to your first day of your class self?
Yes, so we got a bunch of responses on that, and we're kind of just going to go through them and talk about some common themes we see and how we respond to them. So Kacie
Ready?
can read off the first one.
Cool. Don't do too much.
Yes. I mean, to an extent, I would say.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I say I agree, but it's also kind of hard. I mean, I feel like we're just programmed to be so super busy as college students.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like having that balance is a good idea.
Yeah, I think it depends on your personality too. Like, some people like to be crazy busy. Personally, I don't.
Same.
So, don't do too much makes sense for me, and I think it's also just kind of like a don't do too much where you overwhelm yourself. But yeah, do as much as you want. If you want to do too much, you do it. Okay, next.
Your girlfriend is gonna break up with you. Good luck, buddy.
So
R.I.P.
you can
honestly, it's funny but also sad, but I honestly relate to that because my freshman year I went through like a breakup with my first ever like partner. And that was like a lot for me to handle because it was like I already started like in this new environment at school, and I moved from out of state of New York to Chicago, and then like dealing with my partner not being with me anymore. It was just a lot to handle.
And I feel like this kind of like they kind of did it as a joke, but it also like you said, it is kind of sad too.
Yeah.
And I think that this really does have an impact on you, especially like if your partner goes to the school and you have to see them.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's rough.
Awkward.
Yeah, and I think that like coping with that can be really hard, especially like also coping with what's happening in school and all that stuff. So that is sad, and I hope that this person feels better.
Okay. So the next thing we got is don't fall behind on homework. You'll get through it. Be aware of your roommate's situation.
Okay, I'll definitely respond to the first part.
Yeah.
I think getting behind is like the worst, and it really does just feel so much better if you stay on top of things and just like do assignments as they come in instead of waiting till the last minute, because I'm a procrastinator, and so I normally wait until I do things last minute, and then I'm just miserable for like a whole day trying to get everything done. So I do think that just like being on top of things and getting them done as you can is the best thing to do. What would you say?
I would say that for me, I feel like just from personal experience, for me with homework, I was really on top of it in the beginning, and then like as time progresses, like because there's so many other things that are around you, it kind of gets harder to prioritize that. But for me, I kind of have to just be strict and like set a schedule, like you have to get this done. And sometimes I kind of ignore it, but I don't know, at least trying to convince myself that I'm gonna get stuff done works sometimes. And
also just like if you can't get it done, like if it's one of those things, just reach out to your professors. Most of the time they'll be pretty chill. Yeah.
And then the last part of it was be aware of your roommate's situation. I don't know, I'm not sure what their situation was with that, but I would say definitely for me that was a big issue for me when I was a freshman, just like the roommate situation, because I lived on campus and I was just kind of oddly paired with random people, and that wasn't the best experience. I don't know, just like I kind of learned how to communicate better because there was just a lot of conflict and just like lack of respect of boundaries on both ends.
Yeah, I think communication is huge. That's like, I got really lucky, and I was also paired with random people my freshman year, and there were 4 of us, and now one of them is my best friends. But like, and we happen to get along really well, so I can't really speak on the issues of that, but like in the beginning, communicating about like what we're all gonna bring what like the cleaning schedule and stuff would be. I think that's really important.
Yeah. So the next response we have is a lot of shut, which I mean, I think they meant a lot of shit. It's gonna go down, and please take on less hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Next. Not everything is about the grades. Some of it is about learning something new.
Yes,
That's
I agree
valuable.
with that for sure. Especially at a school like this, like I feel like in high school it was about the grades because you weren't. It's not like you were learning anything you really wanted to necessarily, but here like you get to choose what you're learning about. So I feel like this is kind of like if you don't get a 100 on everything, at least you learned something.
Yeah. The next one we have is you've done more than what you ever thought you could, and I'm proud of you. I think this is such a sweet. The next one we have is you've done more than what you ever thought you could, and I'm proud of you. I think this is a cute one. I definitely relate to that as a senior. I don't know, because I feel like I've had so much growth, and we all do, obviously, as we, progress through college. And, like, I feel like just being in college is very overwhelming, and, like, I don't know, it puts you into a new perspective, and it forces you to kind of grow up, and you have to get out of your comfort zone. So, like, I don't know, I just think that's really sweet to, like, remind yourself, hey, look how far you've come. You've done so much that you probably never even imagined you could.
I agree, especially like both of us moved from really far, so I think even that in itself was like something to be proud of.
Yeah, because it's kind of crazy to think about. Like, I did that.
Yeah, literally, it's so crazy. A lot of people don't like aren't able
on?
to. Yeah.
Okay, do all your work on time.
Yep, we talked.
Try.
About that a little. Yeah, do your best. That's what matters. Do your best.
Keep moving and live your life. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yep. I think yeah, just like don't let the little things get to you is kind of like,
and it's hard.
Just keep moving. It's life. Things aren't going to go as you planned all the time.
The next one is you are never alone. A lot of people understand what you're going through. You'll make more friends as you're older, and life will get better. Just hang in there. The struggle is worth it. Smiley face.
That one's a good one. I feel like college can be so lonely and nobody talks about it. Like, making friends is so hard. Because, like, in high school, you're kind of forced to be friends with the people you're with because you're with them for, like, 12 years. But for college, like, you could have one class with somebody and never see them again. And it's, like, making friends is so hard here. And, I don't know, this is something, like, I always complain about to my mom is, like, not having that many friends. But if you just, like, just rely on the friends that you do have, I think is important.
Yeah. The next one is get up from your bed and draw. You've got stories and creativity in mind to share with the world that you would originally think. Oh, sorry. What? Get up from your bed and draw. You've got stories and creativity in mind to share with the world than you would originally think.
Yeah. I think that's valid for everyone. Just like getting out of bed is hard sometimes.
Yes.
But if you just get up and go with your creativity and just, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to motivate yourself sometimes. I don't know if that's what that person's trying to say.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. The next one, we've heard this one before. Basically, get your work on time, dumbass.
True.
Save your money because you will be broke. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little too relatable.
Yeah, I agree. Even it's like,
it's hard,
the small things too. Like, I feel like being in college, I've gone out to eat so much more than I would at home. Same. Because it's just, like, easier. You don't have to cook for yourself.
It's convenient.
Yeah, and, like...
Especially since we're, like, working, like, kind of, like, long days.
Yeah. I
think
class
and stuff.
Yeah, save your money. I'm personally not the person to tell you to do that because I don't. But
I can't even follow this advice.
But I regret not saving more money.
The next one is always stay on top of things and never leave things for the last minute. So, I don't know, the same kind of, like,
do your best.
Yeah.
I'm a last minute person, so.
Me too. Procrastination. Be more optimistic. I value that one a lot. Yeah. I can be kind of, I don't know, uninspired sometimes about the future. But I just don't think it's good for your mindset or just even for your health, honestly, mental health, to, like, sink into, like, I don't know, negativity. Like, obviously there's one thing about being, like, realistic or whatever, but I feel like limiting, like, the possibilities is not a good thing either.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's also, like, I don't know, I'm somebody that likes to complain, but,
Same.
like, there's a difference between complaining about something and then just being, like, negative.
Sorry, the next one, it's basically like, do your homework. Try your best, yeah.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to take risks and step outside of the box. Also, sleep. Okay, yes.
Yes, agree.
Yeah.
I think the taking risk thing is, like, really valid for, like, making friends and stuff, too. Because, like, I feel like a lot of us are afraid of, like, rejection.
Yes.
So what if you, like, ask this person to be your friend and they don't want to? Like, that's life, and you'll probably never see them again. So.
Yeah.
And take risks creatively, too. Like, so what if something goes wrong? At least you learn from it.
I feel that, because I feel like that's something I wish I would have done more, especially, like, when I was a freshman. Because I was kind of still, like, more shy and, like, didn't really want to, like, I don't know. I was just too concentrated on how others would perceive me. And I wish I would have just, like, done what made me happy more, just, like, tried out new things rather than waiting until I was, like, more older in college. But I guess it happened for a reason. Actually, both of these next two are literally the same. It's about getting involved, and just, like, taking advantage of those opportunities in college, and I don't know, they could help you for the rest of your life. So that's kind of the same theme, I feel like, about taking risks and stuff. And
I came during 2020, so I couldn't get involved, like, my freshman and sophomore year, but, like, I started to get on sets a lot these past 2 semesters, and, like, I wish I had been able to do it earlier, because
I feel that
it really does matter. And, like, I feel like recently people haven't been putting emphasis on it, but it's so important, and just being involved, even if it's, like, being in a club or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think
it helps so much. I feel that, because with me, like, I had the one semester that we were on Zoom, and just, like, as a singer, I didn't really get to, like, work with the other, like, artists, musicians at my school until I was, like, a junior, kind of, and, like, I didn't really get to perform, and that's, like, literally my major. So that was one thing, I don't know, I kind of was sad about, but if school had been normal, I would have taken advantage of that, definitely. Just, like, putting myself out there.
And like you said, like, getting involved with your peers, like, you have a whole band just of, like, your peers, which is crazy. Like, you can make a whole film with just your peers.
Fun,
so you should be getting involved with them as much as you can.
You should. I'm already losing where we are. Help with the assignments.
Like, get help with them?
I think so.
Yeah. I think this past year, I feel like the school has put a huge emphasis on the tutoring. The tutoring center. I think if you're comfortable with that, you can go ahead and do it. I personally have never been to the tutoring center, but I do think that there are benefits to it, and it's, like, a lot of people really love it. But you can also just ask your professor if that's something you're more comfortable with. Yeah.
It's just, like, making those first steps to get, I don't know, to make yourself, get the help you need. The next one is, at the end of the day, you don't need to know everything. At the end of the day, you're learning from your classes, and take advantage of campus resources like SDI.
Woo!
To build community. Yes. I agree so much. I feel like this overlaps with what we just talked about. Especially with, like, just taking advantage of those resources, like the like tutoring center, and then also, like, even the career center, which I'm just now trying to take advantage of right now as a senior, 2 weeks left. And then also the lovely SDI, because I just feel like our space has such a great community for all, and it's just, like, inclusive, and we just try to make it a warm, safe space for others. So
I agree. I feel like Columbia doesn't do the best job of promoting everything that we have, so you kind of have to go looking for it yourself, but it's worth it.
The next one, I think this is kind of more unique, is, like, don't worry too much and don't plan ahead, because I feel like we've had a lot of, we're like, do everything at this time, and I feel like this one is pretty valid too. I don't know, because you can't always, like, plan everything.
I feel like it's kind of, college feels more like a go with the flow kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's how I got through. The next one is, I would say, give yourself grace. Give it time. You're not Superwoman. You can't do it all. But I promise, as long as you don't stop, you will be okay, love.
Oh,
That's sweet.
I feel like that just goes again with doing as best you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have another one that's basically... the next one we have is work on time management. Talk to someone who knows who's the provost is, so I can get out of innovation and impact. Oh my god.
Oh. That's so funny. Yeah, sometimes
That's
you can get
funny.
out of stuff.
That is definitely
Or just do it and get it over with.
Yes.
That's kind of my mindset.
Yeah.
I put off this one class until last semester that I could have done freshman year.
That's funny.
And I regretted it, so
Yes.
just do it.
The same kind of theme. Manage your time, prep your space and your mind, incorporate mindfulness, withdraw from one class maybe, schedule your relaxation and happiness so it doesn't take the back seat.
That's
Yes.
a good idea. I personally am a to-do list kind of person.
Yes.
I think that helps with time management, especially because, like, sometimes you can forget about stuff. Like, I know in high school, like, they grill you about what you need to do, but here, they tell you once and then you have to remember.
It's
so
on you, yeah.
I would just, like, write things down.
Yes. The next one is stay on top of your work. Keep people around you that make you motivated and foster healthy habits to improve your mindset. Reach out for help. Yeah, I really think, again, it's just kind of like the same theme of leaning on your peers and finding that, like, support system, whether that be through, like, I don't know, student orgs or just, like, teams you work on for, like, your stuff that has to do with your major. But it's just, like, it's kind of just, it's important to keep in mind, like, who you spend your time with and who's, I don't know, can be an uplifting force in, I don't know, your crazy life as a college student. Dear freshman me, don't worry so much about fitting in and stressing over classes. You're not alone. We all go through that. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be scared. Enjoy your time. Got cut off, but enjoy your time.
Yeah, I don't think you really need to fit in here. Like, you'll find a crowd wherever, and there's not really a type of person you need to be to, like, fit in here.
Just be yourself. As cliche as it sounds. Don't overbook yourself and be kind to yourself. That's my thing, is that I feel like we talked about this, but just, like, again, that feeling where you have to do this, and this, and you're also just feeling like you're in, like, 1,000 places at once. That's how I felt literally this semester so much. Yeah, you just gotta make time for yourself, even though it can be hard. But there's been times where I'm like, I really should go to this class, or I should really go to this place, but I'm like, I don't feel right now, and I don't feel right now, and I need to, like, take that time for myself, even though it can be hard, especially if you're, like, a people pleaser.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, like, for a lot of people, it's hard to say no.
Yes.
You have to learn to, like, saying
so
no is
hard.
okay.
Yeah. You are not alone. Reach out to peers and go to the clubs. Yes, SDI.
Yes, SDI. Club SDI.
Yes, come on, we're here. Have fun. Don't worry too much about assignments. Make friends and live in the moment. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. I think there's a certain amount of worrying you should do about your assignments, and then at some point
it's kind of like...
Yeah. It's again, we said it a million times, but do your best.
Yes.
And if that isn't necessarily, like, completing an assignment, then that's what it is.
Yeah. Don't panic and think about dropping out when you don't like a class. There are more professors that may work for you. Use Rate My Professor.
Yes, agreed.
I've used
There
it a
have
lot.
been a couple professors where I'm like, you make me want to drop out of
Yes.
this school. But I promise it will get better after.
yeah.
Just get through the semester.
Like, my first semester, I had this first class. It was, like, a music class, and the teacher was just very hardcore, and, like, I'm shy, quiet, and, like, I was so unsure of myself, and this teacher, like, would call everyone out, and this is, like, the first week calling people out, and, like, I literally cried, and, like, I got out of class and called my mom, and, like, I don't want to to be in this class. I want to go. I want to quit school already. And it was like the first week.
Yeah.
But I got through it, so it happens.
It's
But
always
you can
the
do it.
required classes
Yes.
that you have the worst professors for. So it's like you can't even drop out of it because you
Yeah.
hate it.
But it'll get better. You'll get through it. Take the loans out. You deserve to get an education without worrying and how you're going to eat. Yeah,
True.
that's it.
Get a credit card.
Yeah.
As long as you can pay it off.
Stay calm. You have support. Yes, you do.
Yes. SGI.
No, literally. Peer support program. Liv in Kacie. And give yourself grace.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's a great one to end on.
Yeah, I agree. There's like only so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be so hard on yourself.
I guess my question is, do you have any advice that we didn't cover?
I think that like high school and then just society as a whole puts this pressure on you to like be the best at everything. But I think as long as you are trying, that's what matters. You don't have to be the best at it.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of times like here I get discouraged when like I'm in a class and somebody knows like the camera better than I do and all that stuff, and it's like that's not what this is about. Like you don't have to be the best.
Here to learn,
yeah, you're here to learn, and that's why everyone's here. So don't be discouraged if like you feel like you're behind, because you're not, and it's like everyone's a beginner, everyone's just learning. So there's no reason to feel like you're falling behind.
I
What
love
about
that.
you?
I feel like we talked about what I'm gonna say, but my biggest advice would probably just to be like, be comfortable with who you are, and don't compare yourself to others, especially like on skill set, and just kind of like piggybacking off what you said.
Yeah.
But also just like for me, personally, I would just tell myself to don't be afraid to like put yourself out there, and I don't know, just make yourself heard and be known. I don't know. Don't be, afraid to make bolder moves. You know?
I agree.
Because I feel like when I was younger, I was so scared. I was like, no, I don't want to do any of this. But I wish I had done more, because there were so many things I could have done, even like before Zoom. But still, yeah. So take chances.
Yes, I agree. Okay. Do you have anything else?
No, I think I'm good. Do you?
Nope. I just want to thank everyone for their responses. We really liked reading through them and seeing like the common themes throughout what everyone said. Like a lot of them were super repetitive, and I feel like those are the big ideas. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank
you.
Thank you all so much for listening
Have a great
over
summer.
this semester. Yes, have a good summer, and we'll see you in the fall.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.